Hello and welcome. I'm Dan. This is Word of the Horde, that famous podcast. Joining me as always is Chris. We will be discussing random events, geek stuff, all sorts of random stuff on this podcast. These extracts are just kind of us waffling, usually at the end when we go crazy and start talking nonsense. In this, we're probably talking about geek stuff. I think we mentioned 9/11 about 8 times for some reason. So thanks for listening. Enjoy it.
Well, hopefully in the next week or so, I'll be able to watch Snyders Justice League, and I'd love to discuss that with you because I'm sure that I'm sure you've discussed it once or twice with people, but
I haven't actually
that's the one.
discussed it with
Have you not?
anyone.
Well,
No
we can
one.
discuss that in depth.
Yeah, no one I know, you, none of my other friends who I don't do podcasts with, none of them have seen it. For some reason, no one seems to have
Do you know
paid
why?
to watch it.
Because you can't get it anywhere without pirating it in the UK. So, yeah,
That'll
you
be
just
it then, yeah,
literally can't find it anywhere. I've tried, mate. I was willing to pay 20 quid for it.
So I've just exposed myself on a podcast now that
I was watching it on HBO because you've got a ExpressVPN and you watched it on HBO in America though. That's why.
Yeah,
you got
there
it.
you go. This is it. Yeah, you're not accusing me of piracy. This is it. It's like, because obviously
No, I know it,
that's
but
how
you
I did
understand
it.
technology. I don't understand how to do it at ExpressVPN
Yeah, VPN.
and watch on HBO in America.
Yeah, because we're sponsored by ExpressVPN.
ExpressVPN. If
You know,
you're
if you're
traveling
gonna,
around the world and want to watch HBO Max, you can
yeah,
watch it anywhere in the world. I think.
yeah. If you're looking to see what Netflix has on in Australia, they got
Or
nothing.
Australia, North Korea. What are they showing on Netflix in North Korea? Well, you can find out with ExpressVPN. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. That's what I want to see. And the worst thing is, my Xbox has an offer on at the moment, like on the rewards thing, that says if you watch 3 films for $3.99 or more, you'll get 2,000 points, whatever the fuck it is. And one of the pictures on there is Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I clicked on it, and it's not on the Microsoft store yet. It's like coming soon. It had that, and it had 2 films I want to see. It had that and Monster Hunter. It had that and the new Monster Hunter film, and I was like, they're both films I'd pay a tenner to watch. I'll watch both of those.
It's all right. That
Give me something to watch tonight. And neither of them
that
were on there.
film.
Well, the Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
Good.
it's
I'll
decent,
watch it when it comes on, when I can get hold of it.
Tony Jaa's in it.
Oh, nice. I knew Tony Jaa was in it, actually. And I do like the games. Like, I loved, like, I bought a Nintendo Wii for Monster Hunter. Like, we had every console, but we had that specifically for Monster Hunter, and I loved it. I did think with Mila Jovovich filming it, making it. I think it's her husband that filmed it. I was like, oh, it's not going to be Resident Evil, is it? They're not going to ruin it. But I've heard it's meant to be quite good. So, and it looks pretty dope. Like the big monsters look ace.
I thought that it's actually not as bad as Resident Evil films. It's actually fairly competent and decent and coherent.
Resident Evil films are good for what they are. They're just not. Yeah. You know, if you're a fan of the games, then you won't be a fan of the films. But if you're a fan of cheesy zombie films, they're the best ones.
It's actually
the cheesiest and the zombiest.
It's actually more, like I said, more coherent than I thought it would be. And I was like, it's pretty action packed. Actually, there's some decent stuff in it, and she's actually, she doesn't feel like Alice anyway. Put it that way. She feels
good.
Yeah, she feels fairly
she's acting
good character. Yeah.
It felt like she was phoning Alice in a little bit.
I feel like she phoned in several of those Resident Evil movies.
By number 15, I felt like she was and to be honest, like they kept on having actors going, this is Chris Redfield, and then you never see that character again. Even sometimes at the end of the film, they'd be there on the rooftop or the ship or whatever, and in the next scene, it's the start of the next movie, and it's either a different actor or they're not there at all. So yeah, it was all over the place. But yeah, that sounds pretty good. But either way, both of these were advertised on this picture, and I'm like, sweet, I'll watch both of those films, and that's 2 of the films I need to watch, and one other, and neither of them are on the Microsoft Store. So I'm assuming they'll be there in the next couple of days, and we'll do a review of Snyder Cut / Monster Hunter.
Well, we need, like I said, I really need to do a proper big chat about because I've only done that sort of no spoilers chat, and it's pointless.
Well,
so
to be honest, I don't think anybody else is doing reviews and stuff of TV series. I don't think anyone else so we might as well jump on that train because I don't think there's any
Yeah.
review shows. I've not seen any.
No, we are. I mean, we are cutting
I'm pretty
edge.
sure we're the only one.
I've not seen anything on YouTube that's reviewing movies and TV shows like we are.
No.
You
I
know,
don't think
so
anyone else does that. We could be the first
I think
pioneers.
I think we already are, mate. We've cornered the market on this now. No one's gonna really get ahead of us on this now.
No.
So
No.
you know,
No way, Jose.
keep at it. Just keep doing it. Keep at it. I'm watching Lord of the Rings. I might review that. No one's probably reviewed that yet. You know, I mean, that's pretty contemporary, isn't it? I mean, it's only like 20 years old.
I mean, don't do a spoilers one though, because you'll offend people.
No, I'm going to do the theatrical cut as well.
No spoilers, theatrical cut, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Just talk about like the acting and like what it looks like and the sets and stuff. You know, just really go deep into the mise en scène.
But and also like really old news that people know about a lot. You know, because they might not have heard it. You know, just stuff that happened on set, like, you know, Aragorn almost cut his hand off or whatever the fuck it was.
I thought you meant like Diana's death and stuff. You just got to report on old news, just like Twin Towers, like, but it's like it's breaking. Like you'll never guess what happened in 2001.
I'm gonna do a whole show like that, just where you just report stuff that happened a while back on the internet as if it's just happened.
As if like, I've just read this on the news. Did you know that in the 1930s,
Twin Towers, fucking September 11th.
I'm guessing we're back into the downtime bit, so
I don't know. I've got no idea when that.
We finished our Invincible conversation about 5 minutes ago, so
I don't know when it ended.
Do that for your time clock, but fuck knows. But you'll find it somewhere around there where you're just like, oh, we're trailing off, we're talking shit.
Yeah, okay, where are we now? I'll just fucking waffle through when we're not talking about Invincible anymore. You know, and we're just going.
Once we start trailing off about something, just be like, I'm done with that.
And I'm mentioning fucking 9/11.
Okay. Yeah, I know. See, we've mentioned 9/11 a couple of times tonight. I mentioned it earlier as well. I just feel like I must have introduced it to the psyche, and then it was like you were like, "Oh, I've just digested that, and I'll just spew it back out now."
Well, I've got some pretty. To be honest, on that subject, mate, I've got some pretty hard-hitting news. It turns out like it was an inside job, mate. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, fuck off! No, I've never seen anything about.
I've just been looking into it.
I mean, come on. If it was an inside job, then it wouldn't fall down at the right speed. They must have tested like the fuel or something to suggest that it's not going to melt the metal. It would have fallen down differently.
There's a lot of expert info out there. I'll be honest.
Really?
Now that I've discovered, and it's weird. I don't think anyone's discovered it. You know, I don't think I can't find anything about it on YouTube. I mean. It's you know.
I mean, you probably won't anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's time to start it again.
Don't you think it's weird? Because like, if they cancel enough stuff, then the stuff we're talking about won't be accessible to anybody in the future. Like, you know, there'll be things we can reference. Like, say for that for example, say that everything for the Twin Towers being an inside job was cancelled off YouTube, then that would never be accessible to 90% of the population in the future.
That's what I mean. That's what censorship kind of does. It's like rewrite. So totally. Like you said, in 20 years, there'll be a whole generation new people who are 20 who have got who've never heard the phrase 9/11 was an inside job, the important phrase. The fucking, you know, so they'll never even think about it. You know, it's weird, that, isn't it?
Very
but
strange.
I was also thinking we might end up. Like, I could have said something in one of the earlier podcasts, you know, when we were really early on and it was dead ropey, and I was saying...
The good old days.
Yeah,
that's when we were free, Dan. That's when we were free. Not before all these fucking companies weighed us down with their fucking liberal ideas. Yeah, go on.
Mate, it's before all the money came in, really, for us.
Before we hit big. You know, back when we were true, we were gritty and raw and punk. And now
that's it.
We sold out. We sold out instantly.
We were a pair of edgelords back then.
we're like razor sharp, and now we're blunt little tools.
This is it.
But,
we're pampered.
But the money
now,
was
mate.
worth it. It was worth every penny, mate. I wouldn't give all the hookers back. So it's worth every penny.
I'm not giving any of them back. They're staying in the
regrets.
basement
no regrets.
where I keep them.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even remember what the fuck we were talking about. That was it. I was going to say
podcasts.
in the earlier one, you know,
when it was, I probably said something a bit dodgy, so I'm kind of expecting you probably said something dodgy that I forgot to edit out.
I'm certain I reckon you probably left it in just so that I get cancelled first, so you could blame it all on
Probably
me.
have.
You'd be like, the reason it didn't work out is because Chris got cancelled for saying the N word.
And I thought, Chris isn't listening to these all the way through, these long ones. Like,
The problem is I am, because I'm looking for that. I'm like, where's he left it? I have to ring him and be like, you left the N word in.
No, you've never said that. It's
No, I don't think I have.
It's accidentally referring to certain ethnicities as nationalities. I think that's our issue sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
I think insulting family members also was an issue.
yeah, that was one. That was definitely naming,
or like friends of family, naming and then call them a fake.
Full naming yourself and members' family, like, and where you've been to school and worked. Like, so that's probably certain bits that I might edit out.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. No, there was one of them that there was a whole section where you went off talking about your name for like 10 minutes, and I was talking about my name and my surname and my family crest and all this.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Going on for ages, and then I have a tendency to name girlfriends just in the middle, or exes in the middle of like kind of, that when I'm just talking about them, and and so it's just shit like that. But I was thinking, I'll just look on like the channel one day and I'll look back and I'll just see that one of them will be like struck off or something, and then there'll be one that's just been, had a strike against it or something, and it'll be gone for censorship reason, that like will have been caught by some YouTube bot that's like a new thing. Yeah, no, just some bot that or an algorithm they've created that actually has gone back through all the content on YouTube and watches everything itself like a computer and fucking finds out or whatever. Identifies and then just cancels that episode. And then if you get 3 of them, then your whole channel gets taken down.
Yeah,
like,
you get a suspension or whatever.
We're just going back through, just deleting episodes of it, just hoping.
Just deleting the whole archive. Just start again. We'll start from scratch. We've got our fans.
I'm pretty sure, though, I'd get to a point where if cancel culture continues in such a crazy direction, you would get to a point where you go, I'm just going to take everything before like 2021, or 2021. Like, let's say we go into 22 and 23 and onwards, and just think, right, I'm just going to take everything 2021 onwards, like before, and just delete it, just in case, because this is going to get crazy.
I mean, that's not a bad shout, because it wasn't until here where I started kind of reducing length of them anyway. So that means like this is the Chris bit. I listen to 10 minutes. You listen to it more than once. Whereas like 4 hours, there's definitely bits where you're gonna zone out. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh, it's fair. So I'm like, oh, this is about this. I remember this bit, and then you're like, what did I just say there? But can't win them all.
Well, that's what was happening.
Good fun.
It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? And sometimes I will admit there's been bits where in the podcast where like we're talking about something and I've gone like you've started and you're going on for like about 3 minutes or something, and I'm just like
rambling,
whatever, and then I'll click to the end of your bit just to kind of go, we're talking about this or whatever, and it's like you could have snuck something in the middle of that, and then I didn't hear, and then I'll get to my bit and then I'll be talking about something and I go, I remember what I said here, and I'll just click to the end of that, like, and I'm kind of like, I sort of remember. I don't know though. I could have actually stopped and just said.
And like I say, when I'm listening to them, I just have them playing while I'm getting on with stuff and playing computer games and stuff. So, it's easy to. Plus, we talk over each other. So just because you might be like, oh, interrupt me there, but you don't know what you just said. So you're just like, I probably just said something stupid, and you might just be like, rape, or whatever,
Rape, Jews. Yeah.
All the offensive things, all the words you can think of that are going to offend somebody. I'm sure you could think.
If we could just spend like 5 minutes just saying all the words, like between us, that would really help me.
Just somewhere. We should play like an innuendo bingo during the game, during the whole podcast, where you've got 10 words you both have to put into a conversation and make it sound not offensive, but it's going to be.
Well, I'm just thinking.
Let's not do that though.
I'm just thinking though, if I could just have a recording of you saying all the words in one go, then I could just keep that and just edit it in whenever I needed any swear word.
Yeah. Or when you're just like, I'm done working with Chris. Let's put this
Yeah.
out as our next podcast.
I could just burn you one day. Just go, Chris.
You can just burn it. Mate, you've
I'm just
already
going to
got all.
cancel.
I mean, you've got like if they've got the technology, they can make anybody say anything with it.
I
That
know.
you've
Yeah.
got enough voice work there for me to go to
Oh
prison
yeah.
for the rest of
Oh yeah. I've got
my life.
enough here, and I know how to do it. And I could literally make you say anything with the amount of stuff that you said.
I've
Now I've
said,
got.
yeah, I've definitely said multiple presidents and world leaders. I've definitely
Mm.
talked about conspiracies and stuff and bombs. Yeah, I mean it'd be really easy with
It'd be
with
funny
that
to just
stuff. I
make.
don't know what your words because no one would give a shit, but it would be done.
Yeah. Like one day they might. Like, what about all the fans we got?
When I'm rich,
All the fans we got though, because I mean, I've got a
it'll be
lot of
massive.
letters here from fans that are like, I think they'd care, mate.
Yeah, I mean some of our episodes have 9 and maybe even 10 views,
See, I'm
and only
thinking,
a couple of those are it. I mean, you.
like, oh, I'm almost good. I'm almost 100% that they're all views of us just clicking on it accidentally by mistake on our phone or whatever.
Well,
Like,
I
oh
literally
shit.
click on it once, maybe twice if it's a long one because I have to watch it over 2 or 3 goes, possibly even 3 times. But I mean, even if I do it 3 times, that's only 3 times. Maybe even the same for you. But
See, I don't know how it
I
works.
still
I
think there
don't
must
know
be at
if
least one, right? No,
I
no, do
don't
I?
know if one view counts as one whole view because you can view it for 5 minutes and that's one view. But
Right.
I don't know if you could watch it for say you could watch something for an hour. If say it's a 3-hour podcast, you could watch it for an
Yeah.
hour, and that's one view. And then I don't know if you come back the next day and go, well, where was I on it? And you go back on YouTube and just click on it. Is that a second
You
view?
wouldn't
And
think
it
like
starts from
yeah.
that point, doesn't it, where you left off? But is that a second
Mm-hmm.
view? Because it feels like that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
Because I've done it
I
a
don't
couple of
care.
times.
Still exists.
I've done it like in the first few days when I was in the early days when I was trying to work YouTube
Mhm.
out, and I put it on. I put one on up, and then like I obviously watched it first just to make sure it was fine and it was
Mhm.
working fine. And so that's one view. And then like I've kind of you know fucked around on something else, and then come back later to go, oh, I must send it to you, or whatever. You send you the link, and I've gone to find the link, and I've gone onto it, and it's opened up again, and I've sent it to you. I copied the
Mhm.
link and sent it from YouTube, and then I've looked at the thing, and it's counted as like 2 views, or something. And I'm sure that's happened
Right.
before. Like, so I don't know. I can't work it out. No one can work out YouTube
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
not sure. Yeah, it's YouTube, innit? Who cares? They'll
Fucking
change.
YouTube don't know what they're doing.
No.
So yeah,
It's weird that they've
um,
got all these weird like rules and stuff that none of them are really fully explained
yeah, yeah,
anywhere other than
yeah.
when you get it and they go, it was because of this, and you're like, yeah, where's that like defined? And they're like, it's not. We do what we want. I'm like,
Well, this is
it's
it.
good to know.
And I think I don't know because I haven't done anything. I haven't put anything up for like that's suitable for children. I never click that tab, and
I
so
wouldn't do that. I
nah,
mean,
I'm not gonna
maybe we
bother.
could do it maybe like there's that Marja and the Dragon Spirit. I don't know what it's called. That is a Disney film that's just come out that's meant to be really
No, I'm
good.
not doing that. I'm
Raja.
not doing it. No,
Okay, fine.
let's just shoot that down immediately. No, I think it's
Okay,
just you could make it family
fair enough.
friendly and just kind of we could still have it and not swear. And uh, I know I swear. I can't seem to stop. I try not to, but
I keep
whatever.
swearing in front of children that are now getting old enough to understand what I'm saying. So recently,
Well,
I've caught myself
yeah,
4 or 5 times mid swear word. So I'm getting
I'll
a
be
bit worried about
honest.
that.
I exclusively swear in front of children. I go out of my way if I want a good swear to find a child to swear in front of.
Just give them a good swear in the face.
I
Ugh.
just think it's yeah. But I feel like I'm not going to bother because I feel like there might be some other stringent check which will come in with YouTube if I say that, and then you can get it to kind of like be monetized as well. Or I can't
Mhm.
yet because our channel is shit. So
Right.
I guess you have to have a certain amount of like followers or whatever or subscribers before they allow you to monetize. But
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
what a
and
shame.
like I said. There's like a weird scan that they do now, which has only just come in the last like month, where they just
Oh, where
scan
they
your
scan
thing
the things before
for
they
like
put it on. Yeah.
copyright, and then they tell you beforehand instead of letting you put it up and then striking you afterwards, which is what they
It
were
won't
doing
last.
before. It only took them like a million years to get to this point.
Just
Yeah.
read this. 14 years ago today, the Grindhouse presented Death Proof as a double feature with whatever the fuck it was. You know, the Tarantino
yeah.
one, Death Proof, and
Yeah, it was Death Proof
what
and
was it?
Planet Terror, wasn't it?
Planet Terror. Yeah. That came out 14 years ago. Fucking hell, I
Fuck
remember
me.
that vividly. I feel old.
It is
Damn,
shocking
we're
that
getting
because
old.
when someone used to say things like that, it would be me as a child, remembering being a child or remembering being a teenager, and now it's literally just remembering being a man working in a building somewhere
Middle-aged man.
doing something.
Yeah.
When that happened,
That had
like
like
I
a
was like,
really young Rosario Dawson in it. God damn. She looks
yeah.
young. Shit. Getting old, mate.
And it's
Getting old.
brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Can
when
be.
I'm looking at
Stuff
Lord
like
of the
that
Rings here, and
reminds
I'm
me, I'm just
thinking,
like, damn.
like I said, I'm watching Lord of the Rings here. That's 20 years old. That.
Yeah. I remember watching it at cinema. In
Yeah,
fact,
man.
did I watch the last one? Oh no, I watched it at the audio, but it wasn't with you. Who was that? I watched it last. I watched all three of them with my dad. Actually, I think.
We knew each other back then when they were out.
Well, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, we must have. 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
man. Well, what?
Was that the first one? 20 years ago. 2000. Well, that was
the first one was. I think the first one was 2001. I think.
So we knew each other by the third one.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember if I was in the cinema for that or not.
It must have been. It must have been because I was reading the first book between 2001 and 2003. But I went to the house. I was signing the book.
What's the cinema release date? December. Okay, so the third film came out at Christmas of our first year in uni. So we really didn't know each other. Like fully, you know what I mean? Was it?
No, the first one came out in 2003 December.
Second
the
year.
second one came out
second year.
Christmas of our yeah.
That.
So we knew each other by the second year.
Yeah.
It's been out as long as we've known each other. Let's say that, give or take.
Fucking bollocks, though, isn't it? It's just like watching it. I'm like, Jesus. It's like, yeah, I was still
good.
No, we were adults then, though, you know, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, I was young.
You're an adult, though.
We're still in our 20s, though. Like we were, so I didn't feel like I was an adult when I was in my 20s. Like I didn't feel like I really knew what was going down. You know, felt at the time maybe I did, but I mean, knowing now, I'm like, I really didn't know what was. I wasn't really an adult yet. I mean, I'm still not particularly, but you know. But yeah, it's kind of yeah. I mean, we were old enough to do anything legal. So yeah, long time ago, man. Just thinking in years to come, we'll be looking at stuff like, oh man, 20 years since Godzilla versus Kong came out. But by then we'll all have.
Do you think we'll still be talking about Godzilla versus Kong in 20 years?
No, but I think if we were saying in 20 years as friends, we might be nemesis. But you know, if we're still talking about shit, and I saw a thing going, it's 20 years since Godzilla versus Kong. I mean, I'm going to set a notice on my phone for 20 years from now. Godzilla versus Kong. Remind Dan, 20 years to the day. Fucking crazy.
Anything else you watched? Anything else you've done?
I'll tell you what I did watch. Not particularly one to review, but I watched Maddies Game, which is an old film, a couple of years old, about the woman who she created a poker game. It's not a true story, but she was like an assistant to like some executive. I don't know if it was actually Weinstein or somebody like Weinstein, but it's essentially that character is her boss in this thing. But it's based on a true story, and it's how she started this crazy poker game and made millions, and then got like embroiled in like a RICO trial for Russian mobs and stuff. But it's a really, really good film. Proper enjoyed
Mm.
it, and I was fascinated watching it because they change all the names, and like the film is about her, like she writes a book and then she gets kind of pulled back into this thing, even though she's already retired, and she's, you know, that's why she wrote the book and whatever. But she doesn't give the names of the people like who are involved, like the celebrities and, you know, all these people that she mentions in the book, but she doesn't give their proper names. But it's quite interesting because you're like, who were they then? Like at
Mm.
that time, who would that person be? And you know, because it's played by like I say, definitely worth a watch. I would definitely watch it. I really, really enjoyed it. It's on Netflix, but I'd never watched it before. But yeah, it's kind of like a casino-y type film. You know, one of them films you watch and you're like, oh, it's just a nice, slow burn, interesting movie.
Mm.
Mm.
All right, fair enough. What is that on then? Netflix or something?
It was on Netflix, yeah, yeah. But like I say, it's not a brand new film. It's maybe 3-4 years old. Maddies
No,
Game,
right.
but a good film,
Maddies
very
Game.
good film.
Right.
Maddie, I think
Fair
it's
enough, fair
Maddies,
enough.
something like that. Matt
Mm.
begins with them. Somebody's Game, but
Yeah,
yeah,
never heard of
really
it.
good film. Very interesting
Mm.
film. It's got a
Yeah, I
really
can't
sexy
think.
lass in whose name I can't remember, but she's hot.
Yeah, not much else. I haven't really been watching anything else. I can't think what else I've been doing actually. Should be playing Valhalla, nothing else. Yeah.
Other than
So
Prince Philip dying, which is, you know, somewhat interesting.
yeah,
If we'd heard that a year ago, it would be like, this is it. This is when
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of
to take
stuff that's
over.
happened recently that like yeah, that, like yeah, definitely would have been like, oh my god, that fucking Prince, fucking or that King John thing is fucking
Yeah, yeah.
happening.
Oh, real. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But I think there's a lot of things like that Suez Canal thing was really weird, and there's a whole like conspiracy that popped up, obviously, as there is with everything, just
Yes, yeah,
immediately.
of course. Yeah.
Like it was like the Q people were immediately like something to do with Hillary and children are in the containers. What's in the containers? And there was just loads of conspiracy stuff about what was in the containers, and people would be
Seems to be.
amazed about what's in the containers. And I never found out what the fuck was in the
Oh,
containers because the ship just started going again, and that was it.
I was about to say, what is
I
it
don't know.
in the
This is the
containers?
moment. Is this the time
Yeah.
where we go on where I load up BitChute again and start to like see where conspiracies are at this week? This is the BitChute
Maybe.
section.
Just,
We should do that. Just have
just get a
a
quick,
BitChute section,
yeah. Just go in quick.
and I go onto the
Like just
trend.
at the end, just like quick 5 minutes, like what's going on in the crazy thing,
Yeah,
crazy world.
crazy world. Thing is,
So I
there's
don't
a couple of times I'm going
know
popular
what's
and
going on at the
trending.
moment.
I've been a bit out of touch the last few
Seven.
days, to be honest, dealing with this lady situation, and so I really kind of don't know what's going on. Apparently, Biden's trying to take the guns off America and all this sort of stuff. This,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
honestly, you take your fucking ear off, off the ground for a minute, and you miss loads of shit. That's weird.
Yeah.
You do though, and it's like I think to myself sometimes, just in the last few days, I was like, fucking hell, I didn't know. I used because I listen to so much shit and I know what's going on a lot, like through Timcast, various other things. When I wasn't doing all that, I was thinking, shit, stuff like this was happening all the time, and I had no idea it was happening. And then, like I said, just the last couple of days, just loads of shit's happened that I feel like I've got no idea what's going on now because I'm like, fucking hell, I've missed like 30 stories. Or is that just 2021, 2020? You know,
Mhm.
you
I
missed the
think
news cycle for
just
10
the world
seconds and
is
you're fucking
crazy
done.
now. So yeah,
Yeah,
and I also
yeah,
think some of it's not news. So you kind of think, oh my god, there's so much crazy news, and then you're like, none of it's not really news.
yeah.
But yeah, I saw apparently 42 episodes of Joe Rogan podcast have been removed from Spotify.
I heard about that. Yeah,
It's happening.
something's
It's
going on.
suppressing.
The suppression has begun. I haven't checked in on Timcast for a
Suppression's
few days.
well deep.
He's deep
Oh,
on
I saw some the other day, but
censorship now.
even like his presence getting quirky now. Like
Is what?
like his presentation, like he's always been a bit quirky, but it's like I get a bit like manic with
He's
the
getting
way
off the wall, isn't he, a little bit? Yeah.
this thing is starting to, yeah, he looks a bit, touch and go. It looks a bit
Starting
sort
to get
of
quite fiery as
unusual with it.
well. He's doing a lot of kind of like this is this and shouting kind of quite a bit, and then I don't know. It's like I think he's just slowly getting like conspiracy pilled big time. Like it's just going off the
Maybe.
wall. I think he'll end up on BitChute talking conspiracy stuff once they ban him off Facebook, off YouTube. I think once that happens, he'll be gone. He'll go all the way then.
See, I quite like Ben Shapiro, but I do feel like he's a bit. I don't know. He's a bit crazy as well. But they're all a bit crazy. That's why they're interesting to listen to. That's part
think
of
it's
the beauty
like-
of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're like the opposition to the thing that we kind of can sense is something we're like a bit like, it is a bit odd, this woke culture stuff, and the other side. So we sort of gravitate a little bit towards them, just because they're a bit more sensible sounding than the other people. But
Yeah.
I don't particularly. Yeah, I don't mind Shapiro, but yeah.
Apparently, there's a Multiverse of Madness trailer.
Is there?
Oh shit! Apparently so. Let me just say, it's
Who
a
the
2-minute
fuck
trailer. Do you want me to send you it?
do they
How do I
think they
send
are?
this now? You found it?
Not yet. Hang on. I haven't.
I mean,
Where's me?
this is screen culture, so it might just be them talking about a potential. Here's our teaser trailer concept for Studio
Oh,
Marvel.
bollocks. Yeah, bollocks that.
It's
Concept.
bullshit thing. It's bullshit thing.
Yeah, no, what was it? I saw there was like a fucking trailer for like Logan 2 on here, and it was like a picture of like, the girl is in like the X-22
Yeah,
outfit, like kind of actually looked
I
decent
did
in
see
that
something
thumbnail.
recently. Yeah. I saw something recently with a picture of that, and I'm like, I'd watch that movie. She should be in the new Avengers film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And then it
thought
was-
since like even her in the comics, she should be a main character. She's a very cool character, like a
Yeah.
female Wolverine. Because like Wolverine's awesome, don't get me wrong. But after Hugh Jackman, I don't think they need to do another Wolverine for ages. Just do him later on. Just do him like as a myth character, and she's there, and they're like, oh, she was trained by the Wolverine. And they're like, oh my god, it's the Wolverine, and you never see him. And at some point in the future, they bring an actor to play Wolverine because he lives forever anyway. So why bring him in now? Bring him in like when like all these actors have aged out, and he'll just turn up as a young person. That's what I would do. Just have her instead.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do. This is it. Who knows what they'll do with the
Fuck knows.
Wolverine thing? They're talking about
be-
Deadpool and Wolverine now. I mean, they're really talking about that now. as
Oh,
the
have you
main
heard
sort of
this
thing.
Deadpool animated film that's been tied to Ryan Reynolds? Animated series, sorry. Apparently,
No,
it was like
no.
it wasn't. Was it Emergency Awesome? It was one of the guys that seemed pretty reputable, and he was saying like, "I heard this earlier today, but I didn't report on it because it sounded a bit crazy." A Deadpool cartoon series, but now it's been linked to Ryan Reynolds as doing the voices for it and writing it and stuff, and how this affects Marvel's thing. That's all I basically listened to. But yeah, apparently there's a TV series in the works for Deadpool, which I'm like,
Yeah.
don't care. Not
I'm
really
like,
first.
I'm not asked. I mean, if it's an animation,
Animated one.
I'd be interested, I suppose. Ryan Reynolds' voice, maybe.
Hmm.
I suppose I don't know why they haven't
But I wouldn't
done
care.
that already.
I'd
Actually.
rather watch like a TV series. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really that fussed about an animated series unless it's going to be canon. And then, like, well, how's it going to be canon? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
wrong. They'll probably kick us, and I'll
Yeah.
probably watch it. But I owned, I was, whatever.
Hmm. I know what you mean. Yeah, I'd watch it anyway. I mean, bloody hell. I just don't know why they haven't done it before. Seems like something to do. Fucking hell. Sorry, this is totally random. I'm just watching a video here, and it's got like, the old Jason the Argonauts and all those old movies, the Harry, what's it called? Stop motion animation.
Yeah.
And they got this video, and someone's gone, "What if the stop motion animation was like, fucking 20, whatever the fuck was it, 120 frames per second instead of like 24 frames per second?" And
All
like
right.
they just sped it up, and it's like, they got like the original showing you what it looks like, that jerky and that, and then the 8 times speeded up one. It's just like it actually looks boss, like proper smooth motion.
Send us it. I'll have a look at it. That's quite cool. I used to love old stuff, but like Jason the Argonauts is a very good one. I liked that film. That was the first like epic Clash of the Titan type film. But he used to use a lot of stuff on animation back in those days. It must have taken hours to make those films.
Fucking yeah. Oh wow.
Days.
Actually interested in this because it's like you realise how spot on they got some of the motions of the movements, like and how much detail they put into it that you don't really see. It's actually quite cool because it's moving faster. It actually looks quite realistic. There's a bit with the remember the flying bat
skeleton.
creatures or whatever the fuck they are.
I don't remember the bat creatures. I remember the skeleton. I remember him fighting the skeleton.
Yeah, I'm just on the skeleton bit right now. Actually, hang on. WhatsApp's always dead selective as to what YouTube link it'll show you a thumbnail of. They're awesome films, these though. I remember seeing these as a kid and just being like, oh, wow.
They were. I was a kid. I'd watch these on a Sunday. Just like, wow, I'm blown away by these. So good. Okay, imagine. I'll watch that later. Imagine sitting doing that stop animation. That's insane.
Right. Hang on, CDC just declared. Oh, go on.
Go on. What were you gonna say?
No, it's just bollocks. I can't be asked.
I was going to say, let's call it there. Yeah.
Let's call it there. Yeah, I was just reading titles of
do some
fucking
work for a mate tomorrow. So.
Yeah, what time are we on? It's midnight. Yeah, there we go. Fuck it. Yeah.
Late. I was going to say we cut out the last one anyway. There was a bunch.
Yeah, we're just waffling shit right now, aren't we?
We can do this with The Witcher. We'll try and do an episode or like a weekly one with The Witcher.
When's that start?
Rather than like, I don't know. We'll find out when it starts. We'll do a watch together, like at the same time, and then we can do it afterwards. Do it like a reaction straight afterwards.
Yeah.
But at least with that, we can do it episodically because we're like week 4. Let's do this. Or like once you finish the WandaVision, let's do a whole WandaVision review. So,
well, is Witcher going to drop us all in one? Do you reckon then?
I reckon it'll be episodic. Maybe 2 episodes in one, but I reckon that. I mean, it seems to be the thing now, and I'm not hating it, to be honest, because it's giving me stuff to watch. I don't hate it.
Last season was all in one go, though. But like you're right,
yeah, it was. But a few of Netflix seasons have been all in one go, and then the next season been like the first 5 drop, and then the second 5 drop, or like 1 or 2 episodes of each. Like Discovery was episodic, wasn't it? So it seems that that's the way they're going for some of the series. But hopefully, all in one, that'd be mint. But I reckon with COVID, they might do this, but who knows?
I just can't seem to find a release date for it.
I don't know if there's one yet. I think they've wrapped. But I'm not. Oh no, maybe not, because they were talking about there's some sort of prequel season being made. Who knows? I mean, fucking who knows? Who knows what's going on?
Oh, they reckon it'd probably be August.
Oh well, we'll be good by then.
Oh fuck that. It's a conversation we'll have again probably before it's even out.
Yeah, I think we'll probably chat once or twice before then. We've got Loki coming out in June, maybe. I think May the 4th we've got Bad Batch coming out. Star Wars cartoon animated thing, which is again, I liked him in the Clone Wars, but I'd be interested.
I don't know what's the future of Star Wars now. I'm just totally
yeah, I'm a bit with this Cara Dune thing and like all that stuff. I'm just like, whatever. I'll just see what happens when it comes out, because it'll be like a year anyway, and there'll be something before then. There'll be loads of Marvel stuff before then. So let's see what Disney does, and we'll see what happens.
You just can't seem to get any traction with Star Wars, though. It's like they seem to get a bit of headway, and then something will happen that just tanks it again, like, and you just think, I can't trust this franchise. It's not going in the same way Marvel is.
How well they deal with Marvel. Yeah, they deal with Marvel nearly perfectly, and yet can't get Star Wars remotely right at all. So fuck knows. I don't know.
At least we got Marvel. At
least we got Marvel, and to be honest, when I was a kid, Marvel was the thing that I liked comic books. I wasn't a big Star Wars fan, so it's good for me. But yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, I'll just say, really, I think I like Star Wars fine, but. Yeah, it's more.
I'd rather superheroes. Superheroes feel like I could be part of it, where Star Wars doesn't. Superheroes like that could just happen. If we just started getting superpowers now, I could still be a superhero. Whereas I'm never going to be a Jedi. So there's no point wanting it.
Yeah. Anyway, I had some ideas about stuff actually the other day, and I can't remember what the fuck they were, but I'm not going to talk about them now anyway. But...
Oh Jesus, no! God, I ain't got the strength.
Fuck that.
It's already past midnight. We can't start now. But we can, we can discuss. If you think of any ideas, just let us know.
All right, dude.
Cool. All right, man.
There we go. That's the end of that. Thank God. Thanks for listening. I've been Dan. He's been Chris. We've been Word of the Horde on YouTube, That Famous Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.